First, look at this. Drivers flooring it in local school zones, going more than double the speed limit. Some clocked in at 48 miles an hour. You called our Driving Tampa Bay Forward tip line, and Nicole Grigg tonight capturing the video proof.
Most school zones end where the school ends, but that's not always the case. 38.
It can be pretty nerve-wracking.
Frank Colon sees drivers fly past him in school zones.
When they give me the finger or something, you know what I do? And they freak out.
With our radar gun, we watch drivers like this going more than 10 over.
This Ford right here, 35.
The problem also in St. Pete. You can hear our photographer watching. As soon as drivers pass the school, you can hear them floor it.
I always try to get in the lane to block my children just because I have that fear that they could possibly get hit.
Some drivers admitted they didn't know the end school zone sign was so far past the school. Do you think people know that?
I don't think they really pay attention, or they're more concerned because they're also trying to get to work.
The county says sometimes they use their own discretion for how far the school zone goes.
39 for the Hillsborough County truck.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office tells me they have not received complaints about speeding here. Reporting in Riverview, Nicole Grigg, ABC Action News.
And an update here tonight. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office just telling us that they actually do traffic enforcements along that road. And tonight they're asking people to call them if you see speeding there in those school zones. You can also call us about your traffic concerns. We work to drive Tampa Bay forward. We work with law enforcement. There's the number, 866-428-6397. Email us driving@wfts.com. Now let's send things over to Dennis because we've got some rain moving through the area right now.
Yeah, Paul, we do. And there's actually more developing in eastern Polk County that I think is actually going to make it into Hillsborough and eventually maybe Pasco and Pinellas between maybe 7 and 8:30. There it is right there. That's just beginning to come in. And I actually think it's going to hang together. Now, we've been tracking rain from Highlands and Hardy and DeSoto, Manatee and Sarasota County for the last hour and a half. But it's this area right here, and it actually extends from Melbourne all the way into Highlands. But it's moving west. So eventually, if it hangs together, and I believe it will, we'll see some of these showers move through eastern Hillsborough County, probably just shy of 7 o'clock, maybe a little sooner than that, and then eventually all the way across the rest of our viewing area. And there's more on the way. I mean, we're not talking anything severe here, just some moderate rain across our southern counties and now even extending into our northern counties as this next area moves off to the northwest. Temperatures now upper 80s. After highs today in the upper 80s to lower 90s. Hit 90 in Tampa, 91 both in Sarasota and in Venice. We will not be as warm tomorrow because we have clouds coming in. The same area that's bringing some of these showers across our area this afternoon is going to be rolling in overnight and especially on Thursday. That means clouds begin to thicken by tomorrow morning and showers won't be far behind as these temperatures will be dropping down several degrees tomorrow, but maybe not so much on the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in a couple of minutes.
Dennis, thank you. Happening right now, Clearwater police looking for a man who threatened at least 3 people with a hammer while stealing a truck from a Home Depot. This happened after 11 a.m. on the store on Gulf to Bay Boulevard. Investigators say the man stole the hammer from the Home Depot, then tried to carjack 2 men in a contracting truck. They fought back, so he ran across the parking lot, climbed in the driver's seat of another truck. Detectives tonight say a 17-year-old sitting in the passenger seat then quickly ran away. He got away in the 2007 silver Dodge mega cab truck. If you know anything about this, you're asked to call Clearwater Police. Tonight, Florida's largest road project in decades just needs the governor's approval, his signature. Lawmakers approving a bill today that creates 3 brand new toll roads in Florida. And we've been monitoring this bill for weeks now. Within minutes of it passing, a group of businesses from across the state sent a letter to the governor urging him not to sign the bill. They say it puts taxpayers and water quality at risk. The bill was backed by a Bradenton senator who says it will help rural parts of the state. The plan is to extend the Suncoast Parkway all the way to Georgia, also extend Florida's Turnpike to the Suncoast, and build an entirely new toll road from Naples to I-4 near Orlando. Construction would theoretically finish by the year 2030. We will, of course, keep you updated on the progress of that bill. Developing here tonight, a fire claims the life of a Brooksville man who lives just 500 feet away from a fire station. ABC Action News reporter Wendy Lane tonight talking to neighbors who ran right toward the flames to try to save him.
The fire go too fast.
Magdiel Castro says he woke up to yelling and then saw his neighbor's house was in flames. Castro says he and his family members called 911, then ran over to help, but the flames were too intense.
When we jumped the fence, we trying to hurt. The house burning too fast.
Hernando County Fire Station 11 is on the same block, and Castro says they showed up almost immediately after the call. But as they got on scene, the roof caved in.
We sat.
Judy Johnson lives catty corner behind the home. She says it was a helpless feeling to just watch.
I knew he had not been feeling well, so I just prayed for him.
Johnson says the man, who has still not been identified by officials, was her first friend when she moved here 35 years ago.
I didn't know anybody down here, any women, so when I got married, he was my bridesmaid.
The man had little family, according to neighbors, and he enjoyed the retired life.
But if you needed him, he was right here to help do whatever.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Hernando County Fire wants to remind people to check the batteries in their smoke detectors to help prevent something like this from happening to them. In Hernando County, Wendy Lane, ABC Action News.
There are new developments tonight in a near head-on collision involving a school bus. Troopers now say the driver of a Pontiac drifted into the opposite lane of traffic, hitting that bus. This all happened at Kitten Trail and Oakwood Lane in Hudson this morning. Pasco County Fire Rescue tells us first responders they had to cut the driver of that car free. Then they rushed her to the hospital, unfortunately with serious injuries. Deputies tonight say 3 students and the bus driver, they had only minor injuries. A Hillsborough County woman facing charges tonight in connection to the death of a 2-month-old baby. Deputies are not revealing how Brianna Craig knew that baby. They say that she found the baby unresponsive on April 10th. Detectives determined that the baby had injuries consistent with shaken baby syndrome. They issued a warrant for her arrest, but could not find her until yesterday. They say that she took off to Polk County, where she was booked into jail. Just in here tonight, TSA announcing agents found a loaded gun in a carry-on bag at Tampa International Airport last week. It was, in fact, one of 75 loaded guns found in carry-on bags in airports across the country last week. Bringing a firearm through security could land you with a $13,000 fine, even an arrest in some cases. Well, the West Shore Plaza Mall back open tonight after that escalator fire forced it to shut down yesterday. The mall closed after the fire filled the hallways with smoke just after it opened. Investigators say a maintenance crew was working on the escalator that leads up to the movie theaters. It appears to be an accident. The AMC movie theater still closed, though, today. It is expected to reopen tomorrow. Well, earning extra cash for yourself with a side job, it can be as easy as selling things that you already own. But the question is, when does it become a business and not just a hobby? Here's Good Morning Tampa Bay anchor James Tolley.
All this week on Good Morning Tampa Bay, we've been telling you about ways to find good side jobs, make some extra cash. Now, how to stay above board, keep it all legal. Financial experts at Insure Wealth tell me if you make a profit, report it. The IRS wants to know about it, and they've created a guideline to determine whether an activity is a legitimate business or just a hobby. Insure Wealth also says to evaluate the risks. Make sure you're not undertaking something that will just cost you your time and not give you a return. Know the startup costs before you fork it over. And lastly, measure progress. If things are trending up, then you need to proceed with getting the business registered. Check out the how-to article on abcactionnews.com for more resources, including these IRS guidelines. Hope this helps.
Still ahead here tonight, the road rage and the TV star. Tonight, the brand new developments that happened in court today. What this actor now claims he was doing when he punched a man to death on a Florida street. Also ahead tonight, the miracle results. The 2-year-old little girl with the odds stacked against her learning to walk for the first time thanks to one very popular song. Here's Greg D with your wake up forecast.
Good evening, everybody. A nice hot afternoon with temperatures near 90 again today. Overnight, it stays humid and very mild. You'll notice that high humidity getting out the door Thursday morning with a temperature near 75 degrees. Don't expect any rain out there early Thursday, but there will be showers and thunderstorms by Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. The hour-by-hour rain planners for towns all over the Bay Area start at 4:30 in the morning Thursday on Good Morning Tampa Bay.
11. New tonight, despite numerous warnings about the growing teen vaping epidemic, the FDA just approving today a new form of smokeless tobacco. It is called the IQOS tobacco heating system. Instead of using smoke or vapor, the device actually heats tobacco to create an aerosol that is then inhaled by the user. The company behind it, Philip Morris, says it contains fewer toxic chemicals. Now, critics are worried that it will attract teenagers like the Juul vaping device already has. And we've seen the effects of that here in the Bay Area. Just yesterday, we told you that in Hernando County, one student each week is rushed to the emergency room for vaping-related illnesses. 300 citations have now been issued to students this school year. Tobacco-Free Florida says 1/4 of all Florida teens are currently vaping. 1/4. We have an update here tonight. A Telenova star pleading not guilty to manslaughter charges today. Investigators say actor Pablo Lyle punched a 63-year-old Miami man in a road rage fight back in March. That case caught on camera there, and the man, he later died from his injuries. Now, Lyle's attorneys today claimed that their client was protecting his family during that altercation. The actor will now be on house arrest in Miami until the case goes to trial. A warning tonight from Northport Police about South Biscayne Drive. Police say they have received numerous complaints about drivers using the bicycle lanes there on this road to pass other cars. So more officers, they're now going to be out there patrolling this road to try to stop that. If you are caught, or if you see someone caught, they're going to be slapped with a $166 fine. An alarming new report out tonight finding that 1 in 8 Americans cannot afford to buy healthy food. Feeding America says it is worse in rural areas in the South and for children. The study says the food insecurity causes a cycle. It says people in the areas, they eat cheaper, less nutritious food because it's all they can afford. Now, that can cause serious health issues, which can rack up hospital bills and keep people out of work. Looking at the map there, 13% of people in Hillsborough County are food insecure, while 14% are food insecure in Pinellas County. Well, construction crews are now chipping away at the highly anticipated St. Pete Pier. They poured the concrete just last week, and tonight we're learning more about an important fixture that will be built there. Here it is, the look at the rendering. It's in honor of the world's first commercial airline, which launched from St. Pete's downtown waterfront in 1914. The plane flew from St. Pete to Tampa and back, and this monument here will stand on the site of the hangar of that first flight. By the way, the pier is looking for vendors tonight, and you can learn more about opening your business if you're interested on the pier.